Hello again, I am Jimbo. Welcome back to another episode of Jimsville and some more City Skylines on the PS4. And as the sun rises, you can see our little farming town, all nice and thriving over here. We're keeping the farm quite small at the moment. That's simply just so we don't get overwhelmed with a need for workers without the ability to support it. I made a couple of slight changes. I've added in another firehouse just here, just simply because I don't want to risk our farmyard getting destroyed by fire and just starting getting replaced with random other stuff. And the other change I've made, just a small one, is I've extended our business district a little bit over here. So I've added in this block all the way along here. And that's because we had quite a very high demand for office. So just to help deal with that, I've added in that. Although you can see that demand has gone back up again. So it didn't last very long. Let's see if actually we can just add in just a little bit more farmland over here. So let's just drop in another block just there and see if we can actually support that area. I'm getting a lot of field work popping up again. I don't really want fields on this section. See what else we can get. It's just going to keep throwing up fields. normally I can't, get fields, and it just drives me nuts because I'm spending ages trying to delete stuff to get fields. Now that's all it's giving me. Can't get rid of these things, look. They keep spawning back in again. I don't mind the ones with the fences around the side, they're a little bit different. Yeah. We'll let the rest of that grow in and then we'll come back and we'll edit it again. So today, what I'm thinking is we've got this lovely coastline all around here that we aren't doing anything with. So I'd quite like to do another little sort of lakeside town over here. Try and add in a little bit more small stuff because again, we've been doing a lot of big stuff recently, and I kind of like the idea of having this nice sort of area down here, down by the water. So that's what we're going to work on today. So let's start off. We'll go with freeform, I think. In fact, actually, no. Let's create a straight area as our starting area. So let's drop a small roundabout in just to centre us. I think we're centred with this. Yes, we are. Roundabout isn't spinning, so let's just drop that just there. That gives me a good starting point. And once again, I'm going to have oh, excuse me. Once again, I'm going to have kind of a sort of a double width main road running through the centre. But I'm going to do that slightly differently. So we'll have a bit that comes down here that's 3 blocks. We'll have another bit that comes off here. Just want to get my spacing right. That is right, okay, excellent. We'll have that one come down to about there. In fact, we can actually bring that down a little bit further. Let's just put a marker in just there. And we'll bring that down to about there. So take that out now. So from here, I want to basically have sort of residential coming off at nice, consistent angles. This is going to be like the spine of our little town. So this is going to be a combination of residential and commercial that's coming off here. But what I don't want is lots and lots and lots of junctions like this. here on our main sort of driving road. I want a few, but I don't want to overwhelm it, so that we can keep traffic flowing quite nicely. And you see what I'm also doing is I'm also leaving a little bit of an extra gap between these roads here. That's very deliberate in case I decide that I want to upgrade any of these to double width road as well, so that it doesn't eat into space that we already have allocated for buildings. So if I were to upgrade this road, then obviously that first block there would get eaten up by the road, as would that one just there, and it would turn that into a 3 against 3 block if it was crushed up right against the other zoning. But by leaving that space there, it means if I were to upgrade this, and I'll show you as a quick example. There we go. You see, that extra space that we left, that little 1 space gap, is now eaten up by allowing us to have 4 and 4 either side of the road. So that's why I'm doing that. That's why I'm leaving that little extra space. It's given me future-proofing against having to reposition buildings and tear down walls and stuff. At least in theory, anyway. So let's see. One way to sort of compensate for having all of those junctions is to actually build the road going across this way like this. And this is something I've noticed the game doing, just putting these little weird bits in like that. It's kind of a strange little glitch. It doesn't really affect the area too much, but it can be a little frustrating at times. So I'm going to take that piece out now, and that piece out. And there we go. We've got 3 junctions as opposed to 5, but we're still getting good service into this section over here. Let's see. If I were to take that piece out and then put it back in again, it's still doing it. That's kind of weird. Alright, let's build a little side piece off, and there it goes. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It's almost like the terrain is poking through the road, but once you amend the road ever so slightly, it tends to disappear again. It's a strange little visual bug, and it's a little frustrating, so that's why I'm actually visually clearing it like that. I don't know if it's completely necessary or not, but it's what I wanted to do. So we've got a nice sort of little area over here. We can probably make these bits commercial and have some residential coming off the side just here. I want to do something similar over here as well. So let's see, it's 1 block down. It's actually not quite far enough. My voice is really rough today, so apologies if I sound a little bit weird. There we go. Let's just draw that all the way across. So we've got a buffer. And we'll draw in that junction there as well. There we go. And now, need to draw across. I think that's halfway. I'm trying to measure it from up above. There we go. That's better. There we go. And we'll take... We're going to sort of go freeform here. We're going to build a little road going along the edge like this. I want to have nice land value along the water here. So... loop around a little bit like this, so that people can build houses along this this section just here. And I want to do the same around here as well, so I'm going to take that piece out. I'm actually going to take that piece and that piece out as well. just to give me a bit more room to work with. I'm only getting 2 width on that. That's not wide enough. Oh, I do like we've got a little bridge there like that. So we need to come inland just a little bit more. Sometimes it's not always easy to see. There you can see we've got 3 blocks. I'm quite happy with 3 blocks. And it goes round to 2 and 3, and 3, and then into 2 a little bit, and back to 3. So I don't want it to get too sort of away from that. But at the same time, I don't want to get too far away from the edge of the lake either. There we go. So take that piece out. So this area is going to become part of our zoning as well. Let's go back to straight roading, and let's take this piece out a bit more. Oops. Sort of bring that over this way. And again, now I have the opportunity to branch off from here. Just going to take that junction out, like so. And we're going to be a little bit more sort of free-form around this area here, now that we have this kind of almost coastal road in place, I suppose. So we're going to find different ways to connect up. Just kind of bring that out a little bit more. And then curve down like that. Try and do this without having to keep swapping to straight road if I can. That'll do, it's close enough. Let's bring that down just a touch more. And that piece is going to come down and connect up, kind of like that. We'll upgrade that in a moment. Let's see, let's bring that down sort of like this. There we go. And again, we can just bring that piece down just a little bit more. To that. So we're starting to get a nice kind of interesting little area over here. We could do something a little bit more creative this way. So let's have a road coming off. I'm going to use this as a guide point. Bring that all the way along like that. And then just come straight down. That'll do. That gives me a nice guide point to that bit there. Take that out. And then we can get a little bit creative in this space. So let's go freeform. Let's have another road kind of winding round a little bit. That road won't go exactly where I want it to because we have a junction here. Take that out. Now I can go straight up. Why won't it just connect straight? There we go. But in here, what I'm going to do is just have these little sort of roads that just curve a little bit like this. That's a little bit too... just ever so, slightly just bending. As we separate these areas out. So that they're not uniformly straight. And we'll do something like that over here as well. Let's bring this road around. And then curve it on. Which have been quite wasteful space-wise over there. But I want to make use of that actual junction. That's close enough. We'll do the same again over here. We'll kind of curve the road around a bit. And that one will bring in just there like that. And then obviously we can have a little connecting road. Oops. Just to link that area together like that. And that's starting to take some nice little shape there. So now we need to think about road access. So I don't really want to build a massive intersection here, but I get the feeling we're going to kind of have to. So I'm actually going to build the intersection just here instead, where we have this straight piece of land that we can work with, and these straight pieces of road. I think that should be enough to take out. And I'm just going to again drop in one of these. And that's not enough. I'm going to have to take out even more. Okay, so let's take out that piece and that piece. And that piece and that piece. Is that going to be enough? Yes, just. There we go. So let's put that little bit of freeway back in. There we go. Everybody's happy. And these, I need to do that kind of joining trick again. So let's try and get that done. To upgrade those actually to that. There we go, and then change direction on that piece and take that piece out. Is that traffic flowing the right way? So that's going up and out, that's coming in and in. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so we have our entrance over here to our new area. Let's continue to bring that road around a bit. So we're going to go freeform. And I figured it'd be quite nice for the road in to at least run alongside the lake, just briefly, as a kind of an indicator of where it is that they're headed. It also means that go. Let's just do that. It also means I can obviously branch off this way as well. And I'm actually going to put a roundabout in. So if I take this road out like that, take that piece of road out for a second as well. Let's put in a quick roundabout. So we want to go 2-lane one way, curved. It's not going to be a big roundabout. I'll take that piece out like that as well. Just going to be a small roundabout. There we go. And hopefully I haven't completely messed up my spacing on that. It does look a little bit off. I suppose what I should have done, actually, let's make sure that it's at least running at the right height. I need to take that piece out as well. Let's go to straights. Build across until we intersect. Need to keep the road straight. That's the important thing. So there's my junction point, and actually, because this is the main roundabout in, we'll make this a little bit bigger. So let's go to curved. Is that a little bit too big to support the area? Maybe, but it gives me the option to upgrade it to triple if I need to, depending on how busy traffic gets in this area. So now I can go back to freeform, and now I can connect this road up in whatever way fits nice and smoothly. Let's upgrade our road in here. There we go. So that's all starting to look quite nice. I think it's time for us to actually lay down some piping and some power cables and actually start bringing some people into this area. So let's see. Where's the nearest sort of straight line pipe network I can connect off of? I suppose it's going to be this one over here, isn't it? Would you look at that? It actually runs perfectly across into the town area. Although, is that actually straight? It's slightly off, but it doesn't really matter. Ever so slightly off. It gives me a good enough starting point. So let's go down to the river like that. And then from here we're going to go across. That's a little bit too much. That's close enough. That'll do. Kind of building my guidelines in at the moment. Just go across a bit more. That's pretty much spot on. Like so. And now we'll spin to this side and do the same over going back the other way. Like so. And then one more over here as well. Fantastic. Right, so we have some nice zoning going on over there. We have a power line here that we've kind of broken, but that's fine because we can redirect that slightly. Like that. And we also now have a power line we can build off by bringing over this way. So let's do that. Let's take this corner piece here. And drag across like that. Just going to run this along the back of the lake like this. We'll take this, this power line out once we start to add stuff in. But it's a great place to actually add some power into this area here. And then I'm going to need some power into this bit here as well. Let's see. I'm going to run some power from up this way. Oops, now I'm going to demolish a house. There we go. And that will provide power into that block just there as well. So let's start zoning some stuff in. So we want low density res, and I really want some property along the water here. So let's start zoning all of this stuff. Like so. And the other great thing is that we're actually going to get a variety in the buildings as well, because it's kind of got this little scattered kind of approach. Some of them are 3 deep, some of them are 4 deep, some of them are only 2 deep. You know, we're going to get a nice sort of scattered variety in what we actually get built along this road, which is always, you know, a nice little change of pace. We're going to want some commercial and stuff over here. I want to make that resi and that resi, and then we'll make that block there commercial, and that commercial, and that and that. And let's start adding people into the area. And there we go, there is our little lakeside town. So you see it's kind of expanded itself quite nicely. I've gone ahead and dropped in a few services as well. So you can see we've got a park just there. We've got our graveyard facilities there with a cemetery and a crematorium next door. I always find it's quite handy to actually put those next to each other, so when the graveyard gets full, you can offload it straight into the building next door. And get that emptied again nice and quickly. Over here we have just small police and fire, mainly to upgrade those or add additional services in at some point in the future, we'll see. Drifting over here somewhere, there it is, there's my high school. Heading over this way, somewhere over here is an elementary school. There it is. There's our elementary school with a playground next door to it. We also have a little plaza with some trees here next to our medical clinic. And there is another park or two dotted around as well. There's another one there, look, see. So it's looking quite nice. You know, we're getting there very slowly but surely. And that is pretty much the end for this episode. So in the next part, we'll continue to expand this area. We'll get a little bit more stuff thrown in here. We'll extend it out this way as well, push it out a bit wider towards the railway and towards the border. And I've also dropped in a little incineration plant here on the roundabout, just as a temporary measure until I know where to stick it. So unfortunately the roundabout is actually going the wrong way. Just noticed that. That's a British roundabout going to the left with American traffic going to the right. So I need to change the direction of this roundabout. I wonder why it wasn't. Well, it just didn't look right. Now I know why. I've just clocked the fact that it's facing the wrong way round. So let's change the direction on this roundabout. That's better. That's more like it. So the traffic's now much easier to flow in and much easier to flow out. I was wondering why it kept crossing over itself, why it looked a lot busier than it should have been. That's the reason why, because I put the road in the wrong way round. But there we go. That is our little lake town over here. So as I said, next episode we'll continue to expand that. So thanks for watching. I'm Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more Jimsville and City Skylines PS4 edition very soon.